that being said, hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the world famous Do Work podcast. I am your host, Scientifics, and I'm here back with episode 15. We're here with a special group of people that I'm going to introduce you guys to. Normally we have 2 guests or 1 guest. This week we got 4. So you guys be ready for that one. We got a lot going on. We're inside Bookish. My bad. Bookish on 520 Olive in Fresno, California. We're about to do a showcase of that, so you guys will see this in the next episode. The next clip with all of the books that are available, the tattoo work we got going in the background. But first off, we're gonna bring out my first guest. We got at the table. How you guys doing?
Good.
This is for everybody who doesn't know. This is my man Anthony Hernandez, and this is Victoria Pasquale. Pasquale. See, I wanted to make sure the accente was at the end. And you do Junk in the Trunk vintage,
yes.
And then you have Birdstash going on. Every week we bring out special guests that do special things, and this week we got these guys. So everybody make some noise, put your hands together for these two. What's up, guys? How you doing?
What's up?
We had to take a break beforehand, a little smoke session. We got the heater blasting. We're going to put on music, but we didn't get it going. It's all good. Shout out to BKR. We're probably the music playing in the background of this episode. So shout out to
BKR.
I can play now.
Oh, go right ahead. Feel free. You gonna put it on?
He always gets mad at me because he was like, "This is not
just turn
my
it down
favorite."
enough so that way when the edit, post production, we'll get her.
No, I'm there.
She's already on it. She's like, "Don't worry, I already got it. It's already queued up."
It's really not that loud because I think it's a song that's like really intimate to me because I put it on my cap when I graduated, and I don't know.
Wow! Shout out to BKR for that, for being in big moments of life, bro. That's dope.
There's pictures out there in the ether of that one.
Right? You can see the name
BKR.
of it. Yeah. That's dope. Salute to that. So, give you guys, everybody, an opportunity to introduce yourselves to the world, to everybody in Fresno, to everybody that's watching.
Am I supposed to look into the camera?
You can look wherever you like. Feel free. Give everybody a little introduction of who you are and what it is you do.
All right. My name's Victoria, and I own Junk in the Trunk Fresno. That's my Instagram handle. And so I just go and I go to yard sales, I go to estate sales, and I just love vintage stuff. And so I like things that are like nostalgic to the 90s, really. Mm-hmm. And so that's like my favorite thing.
Well, and salute to that. I wear my Champions old
yes,
school
see, I love that.
It's appropriate.
Yes.
And this is before it was a big brand. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes. See, I like that stuff. I like things that are very nostalgic to the 90s. So, I'm a huge Simpsons fan. Obviously.
Oh yeah, I told you guys I had that box still.
Boom.
So what happened was when it rained, we had to move a bunch of boxes when the flash bomb hurricane or whatever it was happened. So we had to move all these boxes frantically. So now where it was is not where it is anymore. It's in between a bunch. We did the whole which ball has underneath the cup.
Yeah.
So I have to find it. I owe you a box still, but that box is still there. I just have to find which stack it's in.
We really don't need that much more to her.
No, believe me, I got you.
We need to have more, but
I'm that friend that says, "Don't get my kid loud noises." Like, I got him a drum set. Don't even trip. You're not gonna hear it.
That's exactly how she is. I got
you guys earplugs. I got him drums. So
she has a 7-year-old nephew that every time the birthday comes around, it's always something loud that's gonna annoy his parents as much as he possibly can.
Yes.
But no, the Simpsons stuff, my favorite. If anyone ever wants to trade, I'm down to trade for Simpsons stuff. This is from Bad Kids Club. Got a shout out for that one.
Okay.
We got engaged.
Actually, with you wearing that shirt.
At
nice.
Universal. So.
Dope.
Yeah.
It was the shirt, right? You're like, I was gonna propose anyway, but then she had that shirt on today.
Once I seen the shirt, it was like it's
it's
done.
a wrap. Yeah. You didn't understand why he was in the corner going like this?
I already knew he was gonna. Propose to me. So.
You had the vibe. You understand?
Yeah.
You're like.
Already knew.
Yeah.
Oh well, there's other reasons on how she knew, but
Yeah.
we won't go into that one.
We will. I went into his bank account and I saw that he was gonna buy me a ring, but I already knew before that.
She said, "There's a large amount of numbers about to be spent."
I was
What
like,
is this?
"How is this much being spent?"
She was questioning me on how much money I had because we're starting to be short when it came to bills because I was making the payments on a ring.
She saw $77 exactly.
She's like, this doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna go onto your bank account.
Looking to see what the cheapest hotel in Fresno is to see if it's $77. I bet you it's $77.
And accidentally or intentionally, we should
It was
say
intentionally.
that she's
Not
seen
accidentally.
the actual one only payment that I made on the ring on my card.
But did it like make you feel more like, okay, he's not doing anything stupid, and more like, oh shit, now I got to get ready for this proposal? Or were you more like, oh, that's cool, or like, damn, I thought I was gonna bust him?
Because
I thought I was gonna bust him.
I've never even asked you that question.
When I initially saw it, I was like, oh my god, like that's so much to be spent. But then I was like, okay, I just get ready for this because I know that
It's gonna
the
happen.
wedding is gonna be so expensive.
See, he just said, damn, I just thought the ring. I didn't even think that.
You didn't think about the wedding.
No, but I mean,
realistically, the wedding's not how much we expected it to be, so it's still all good.
Here's the
It's
thing.
like 200 people.
I think the
That's
best part of
crazy.
this though is her thinking that grand of your guys' day together. When everybody says, "Oh, the girl wants to spend so much money," I'm like, you have to think how happy she is to marry you though. Like it's not even just the fact of the wedding. That's part of it. That's like 87% of it. The wedding is 87%.
I do still get my eye rolls every now and then when she
Do you have
tries
input?
to tell me something.
Does he get to choose stuff?
Well,
Colors,
yes,
everything, flour.
yes and no.
Taste the cake. You got to taste cake.
The thing is, I didn't want to get married.
No, I didn't get to taste
for
the cake.
years. For years and years.
Yet or at all?
Nah, she's already figured out the cake.
But
we already have the cake maker. But I never got to taste
everything
any cake.
is pretty much done. But I didn't want to get married for years. But I already know what I want when he proposed to me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm done.
As a matter of fact, my actual the suit I wanted to wear, she originally liked, then disagreed probably about 4 times.
Throw you off the scent.
And then now we're back to the original suit that I wanted.
She wanted to see what your other choices were to see if you picked some fuck shit, and then she was like, "No, let's go back to the one I like."
Nah, she
liked it originally, but I'm not gonna tell you that. Pick some more shit. Let me see what else other choices you got. And then you pick some dumb shit. And she's like, "No, none of that. Go to the one."
If that was the case, then I appreciate all that. But
that's pretty much what.
It's like you shot your shot, you aimed, you got it, and then she was like, "Listen, what else you got?" And you were like, "Nah, you should have just kept with the same one."
We went back to the original suit.
Hey, does it look swag though? You look good.
It's clean.
Dapper as fuck. That's all that matters.
It's like a green.
Like an emerald or like a dark.
What would you call it?
I would call it an olive.
Olive?
Yeah.
Like a dark olive kind of like, okay.
But it's
satiny or is it matte or is it satin?
It's more of a matte.
Okay.
Got a cane being handmade to walk down the aisle.
Oh, he said he got a cane.
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta walk out like Willy Wonka.
You got it like.
Yeah, you gotta come out and be like, hey, yeah, we about to.
Like Jadena said, you don't want your best dressed day in the casket.
Not at all. You want it to be when you step out on
exactly.
them. Like, hey, it might be a Thursday, it might be my wedding day.
If it's my wedding, I want to be fresh.
Oh,
as
dude,
fuck.
the freshest you can be.
Yes.
With a cane being made. Hey, take some notes, guys. You want top hats sometimes, depending. Cane though, being handmade to walk down the aisle.
I did think about
the
a top
pictures
hat.
afterwards when you guys are just sitting there and you got the hand. Oh man, that in my head it already sounds clean.
Yes, the pocket watch is already there.
If not a top hat, at least like the Peaky Blinders kind of round top, round.
I honestly did think about it, and I do still have it in my little list. And might happen. There's a few things that I have in the list that I have not showed her because I know she won't approve.
No, but then again, but it's also your day too, so you know.
Hey,
So
If I'm gonna pull up with an old school 1929 gun holster on my shit, I'm gonna do it because that's the way I'm gonna dress.
you
Walk
gotta
down the
at
aisle.
least have some faith in me.
when I walk down the aisle, she'll figure out my full fit.
No.
Here's like the Undertaker when he came out Survivor Series is like this is when you see what it is.
Exactly like that. Exactly.
Well, I think I have some things that are like I'm not telling him that are happening, but he thinks that he's gonna know what everything is going on in the ceremony.
John
and
Cena's
everything.
hopping out the cake, and he's just like,
Yeah.
I don't think I know anything of what she's planning.
So, anyways, guys, let me introduce my second guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Anthony Hernandez, also go by The Stash on Instagram, as well as Birdstash.
Nice.
I'm working on some mustache waxes and some beard oils, and got some merch out now. Look me up and you can see a few of that merch. Also do some stuff made to order and have a incredible graphic designer to come out with some great stuff in the future.
Nice. Are you keeping the graphic designer under wraps? Or are you gonna? It's like,
You'll meet him later on in the podcast.
okay, nice. I like that. So that's great. So yeah, so you got the Vintage Clothes collection.
Yes.
How-
not only vintage, I like to thrift.
Okay.
So yeah, like my main thing is like thrifting, and also I'd really like to get into like providing clothes to the homeless. So I'm trying to, like, the homeless in Fresno lady, Des, I would really like to get in contact with her, like, and I know that there are a lot of people that, like, want to feed the homeless and stuff. And so one thing that I really like to do is to reach out to people that want to feed the homeless, and then I can set up a rack and just give them free clothing.
So with that, we're adding. So we were asking earlier about my girls. So me and her were talking about doing hot spots, where we find certain companies at that week or weekend where there's multiple brands in the city, and we set up like clothing racks the way you would go shopping, but they're free to the homeless to pick whatever you want: pants, shirts, sweaters, whatever. And it's all set up on racks. Go ahead and feel free, rummage through, grab 4 or 5 pieces, whatever you want, and then throughout the city, and whenever that part happens, once a week, every other week, we call them hot spots. And we let the homeless people know. We go out, our house is placed, and let them know, hey, we have this event going on at these particular stores. If you guys want to, need blankets, need hats, need beanies, new underwears, new socks, those types of essentials. So if you're doing that, let's link together, because we're going to start doing that in April.
That sounds amazing.
We're working towards the nonprofit, but we want to set that up so we got it in Atwater, Merced, Fresno, and Visalia.
That sounds amazing.
And then we can just set them up, and they're basically outdoor racks just set up the way a store would be. And you just kind of go through and pick out, what you need for the week, or what you need to stock up on, or whatever,
I want her to get on the same thing with business clothes for the homeless,
suits and stuff like that.
Where
white tees,
they can
dresses.
come out and they can kind of skim through what they want for an
because it helps
with
with people that are going through that process, because sometimes when they're in like those temporary work agencies, they'll put them through a program where they're like, or even downtown when they go through EDP or something like that, they'll be like, hey, let's get you some business clothes that'll work out for you to be able to go to an interview.
I was thinking like by the water tower right there, I know that they do a lot of food trucks and stuff, so I was trying to think of something right there.
Yeah, let's work. We got a couple people on the city council board that we're talking to, and we're just trying to get that to be a focal point of what we want to do this year, and to, instead of stopping or starting at like Christmas time when we're like, oh, we're gonna do the fun drive now, or the summertime when we're doing water drives, the whole year, we want to be able to have them be able to shop the way everybody else gets to shop.
That'd be dope.
That consistency to get whatever you need.
Do you need something fresh? Go get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kicks, hats, sweaters. I mean, that way you wouldn't be able to tell a person who's on the streets because they look fresh, and in Fresno they'd be like, yo, you guys is you guys are street livers, kind of looking pretty fresh out there. And like, well, we kind of take care of them. You know what I mean? We make sure they eat.
Definitely.
We make sure
like,
they got fresh socks. They got fresh
ridiculous
underwear.
Let's get them in some fresh champs.
Yeah, because we're looking at a couple of barbers that want to go out and start handing out, haircuts and things of that nature too at the same
that would
time.
Be even better.
So
yes.
and
like
if we can piece all those things together.
Yeah, estheticians and.
Yeah, because there's women out there that need to get their eyebrows did.
Seriously.
They need to get their nails did.
Like, I know already people that would be probably down for that.
Yeah. Well, definitely. We're going to add to that, too. So that's great that you're giving a part
actually, Brows by Alma. And, yes, this is...
Got to get that shout out.
She's I don't know if y'all know, but...
she's done my brows for, like, years. She started at, when I met her, she started downtown, and it was right by Cocky's, and she just has excelled and made her own business, and
is it wax or is it threading?
No, it's threading, yes. And she did my makeup. She did my eyelashes right now. But she has her own spot. It's
today
right
for the
there.
Show.
Yes.
So shout out to her.
So Ashland and Blackstone, 4270 North Blackstone. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah. If not, what's the name of the company? They can Google the company.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So back in the day, it used to be a bank when I was a kid. I don't
okay.
know if you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big white marble building.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, right there. And she has her business, and then she also has other girls that do other things like
she's got braiding, makeup.
Yeah, Brows by Joss.
They do like extensions and stuff like
Brows by Joss. She does.
It's a woman-owned company run by women and nothing but women in the building.
It's all girls.
I mean,
there.
if you're gonna get your hair did, I don't. I mean, when I had hair, I don't got hair anymore. But when I had hair,
those are my girls.
I'd get it braided or I'd get it, taken care of. I'd go to women who did that because they'd be like, oh, babe, we gotta condition your scalp first. We gotta do this to your scalp treatment. We gotta do all that. Yeah, they do everything first, and then they're like, okay, now we're gonna braid it, and I'm like, oh shit, my shit feels smooth and silky. Why does it feel so like this? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
She originally started out in a building with like 4 or 5 people.
Okay.
And now she's in her new building. She's like 20 deep.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That Fresno growth.
Doing absolutely everything.
That Fresno growth, and I think that the last 5 to 7 years has really shown a lot of business growth in general. Yeah. Because when we were teenagers, like mid 90s, late 90s, going into the early 2000s, we still had the idea of downtown becoming something we hadn't happened yet. You know what I mean? We were still looking at it, and a lot of the younger generation, or even people of our generation, once that focus switched, that little pivot happened, and downtown started to get reconstructed. Everybody was like, you know what we should do? The businesses we've talked about.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
How long has she
actually,
had her thing?
Okay, so she started at Season Trends right by Cocky's, and then her and Joss, and they're the girls that have always taken care of me. Alma started her own thing over there, and then that's pretty much where it went from. Joss is over there, and
well, salute to you, another Fresno business that's doing major things. Her eyebrows are looking like, I don't know if they say on fleek anymore, but they looking like on fleek. What's the new word?
I actually just learned that one a couple of months ago.
Just fire? Yeah,
I was oh my gosh, I never really get dressed up for things, but she was like,
shout out to the eyebrows or the eyelashes though, because you didn't go extreme on them. When they look like there's 2 layers.
She was
because I regular. I get it with the but there's some that look like there's 2 layers, and then the second layer does the sprout thing. That's where I'm like. That's where I have questions. That's where I have questions.
Those wings that are gonna take off.
Yeah, it's like what is the patio doing? It's like the awning is like there's
with that bird feather on the end of it.
Yeah, I'm just questioning. I'm just like, okay,
oh my god,
But
You know,
not
if you have high
we
allergies,
were-
I understand. You're protecting your eyes from the allergies, the pollens, the allergens.
I was actually at the salon with her because I just got a haircut right before.
You got fresh to it too? Look, check
Fresh,
him
looking
out.
fresh.
He's looking fresh. He's looking fresh. Yeah.
Couldn't talk about my mustache without looking fresh.
Talk about it though. Bring out the stash, because if you are called
But-
the stash, let's you know what I mean? Yeah.
So, but we were at the salon and she was getting her eyebrows done and talking about the podcast, trying to get ready for tonight and everything. And Alma was looking at her and was like, "Oh, well, if you're gonna be on the podcast, then we got to make you look good. Let's do your makeup. Let's do your lashes. Let's go all out."
Wait. Was this the plug, or was she trying to get more work out of you? Be like that. Now that's gonna be 97 though. Normally it's 44.
But now
she
actually
shook it up. Okay,
she actually came through. It wasn't trying to get more money out of her.
She was trying to like hook you up.
She legitimately just came through.
Well, give her some love for the camera ready.
Yeah,
Give
my
her some
girls
love for
always
camera
take
ready.
care of me.
Camera ready.
My girls
And-
always take care of me.
And you guys both
Shut
came
up,
swagged
camera.
out, so I appreciate that, because I myself made sure that I rocked the champion for it, and the Echo sweats, if we're going throwback.
Damn,
I rocked the whole- yeah.
I haven't seen Echo in a minute though.
I've had these in the cut for a minute. I put
Okay,
them away,
so
but yeah.
I had a few
Remember-
pairs of them Echo shoes.
I'm
though.
sorry. Do you
Yeah.
remember the Echo shirt that everyone would wear? It was a red Echo shirt and it
With
had
the
a white.
rhinoceros.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I
And
have
the
that.
circle
You
around
have that?
it.
I
Yeah.
have it.
Okay, I have a Carl Kanai, an old school Carl Kanai.
If you
And
can
it-
fit in it, I will give it
Nah,
to you.
I was 120 pounds at that moment. I was like 7th, 8th grade. Like,
But you ain't
There's
that
no-
anymore though.
I put it on now, and I look like when Ross tried to put on that Frankie Says Relax shirt when he got it back from Rachel, and he's like, "Nah, I'm putting it on," and he's just like, "Yeah," and like that would look like that. That's what it would look like.
It was when Joey and Chandler were fighting over the love seat.
Yeah, and he wanted his stuff back. She gave him the box back. I had that shirt. He put it on. It was all little. Like, yeah, that would be me in that shirt. But no, but it's dope that you guys are doing that. How long have you been collecting vintage clothes or clothes of just thrift in general?
Okay, so my Nana used to like always take me to like yard sales, and so that's where I really got into it.
What's
But
Nana's name? What's Nana's name?
Nana Peggy Lee.
Shout out to Nana Peggy.
R.I.P. Nana.
R.I.P.
I love you. And yeah, so I really like just started getting into it then. But okay, so me and Anthony met, and then I also met Chet, Thrift Demon. Yeah, and
Shout out
so
to Thrift Demon.
yeah,
Another plug to the homie.
Yeah.
yes. And so we always like would just do little trades, you know, like oh whatever, you want this, I want that, okay, whatever. And then we
That
started
was-
doing bigger ones, and so we started doing like snowboards trading.
Oh, snowboard
Yeah.
trading. Oh,
yeah,
okay,
so
yeah.
we
So
did
going brand.
snowboards, and then we started trading bicycles.
I ran
so
a.
I think that was our
I
first
ran
big one.
a.
Or like Schwinn's or like.
Well,
or
I-
No, it was
well,
just like
it got
some
it got to
vintage
the point
thing.
where I ran
Dinos.
a illegitimate liquor store out of our apartment.
the Smokeasy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah.
I had hookup
That's
on
prohibition.
liquor. I
Yeah.
had hookup on laundry detergent.
Allegedly.
like,
Allegedly.
Shit might have happened, might not have happened, but
did not happen.
Allegedly.
I was talking about
it,
the
it,
snowboards.
it got to the
bikes.
point where we're trading a decent amount of things for
Yeah.
some thrifted and vintage
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
clothing and
No, that's cool. I used to make beers, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes people come through like, hey, you got a 6-pack of that? I got you the thing with the thing. I mean, that's not technically illegal. You know what I mean? We're not FDA approved. That's all. We're
I
just
was
not
never
FDA
I
approved.
was never selling anything.
No, at all. Yeah, so that's,
no sell ever
Yeah, that's
happened, so
fine.
I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
do
yeah,
anything
yeah.
illegal.
yeah, you could pass out lemonade and wine all day. Don't matter.
It was just, homie, you want to barter something, we can barter.
And that's good though, because of what you guys are doing. It's like you're getting like, I got this little, but for the vintage clothing that you're
Yeah.
trying to get, the thrift stuff, or like
Yeah,
that.
so me and Joe would just like barter stuff. And then I was just like, that's really cool. Like, I really like that. And then he started his vintage store. And I was like, you know what?
This was back when homie was running it out of the back room and basement of his house.
Damn. What year are we looking at?
Probably 2012, maybe 2013.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, that's when we were trading like.
And it was piles of clothes on top of piles.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like
just as archive, just like whatever's got.
Nothing was organized. Like you just
because I've been to one of those spots in LA when you go to get like vintage like tees or like classic tees or something. Right? They're like, whatever's in the back, bro, just go ahead and sort through that.
Yeah,
like, that's what they literally tell you. Like
it was
bag,
piles on piles. This was way before he even had his shop.
Yeah. Oh, that's like pre everybody getting their name. You know what I mean?
You had to schedule an appointment to go to homie's house just to shuffle through.
Well, because I remember there was at that time frame too when you're saying that. I remember there was a couple of ladies that were in the east side of Fresno that had kind of like a garage where you like slide in and she's got like the plug on the jersey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got the new FUBU, I got the new Dada, I got the new whatever, and then you're like, oh shit, you got that? Like, how'd you get this? And she got like racks of the stuff, you know what I mean? So I know what you're gonna talk about, that time frame.
This was right at the beginning.
That backdoor vintage era
of the actual historical part of Fresno's
vintage move.
True underground vintage era.
Yeah, and which is dope because we'll probably have a couple more people from the vintage collection that you guys are a part of now. Mm-hmm. There's about a good 15 to 20 collectors or something like that do like the vintage expo. I'm talking about the Vintage Expo though. And then people involved. So 50, I'll say 50 to be safe.
Like 70?
In this community,
to 100?
To 100? Okay, yeah, so good. And that's great because you're talking about from 12 to now, so in a good 10 years.
The last Vintage Expo that just happened at the fairgrounds.
2000?
Was what, September, August?
August of last year, yeah.
And I think the count of every vendor that they had was 75 vendors
through
the actual event.
And that's a great thing. Hey, shout out to you guys for doing that. Shout out to you guys for being a part of that. You know what I mean? Being by myself. But yeah, I mean, because that's a great growth of a scene that Fresno wasn't really taking a part of while it was happening, but we were all collecting stuff without the stuff being a scene. Like it was like, oh, I've got that. Let me hold on to that. Oh, you got one of those? Let me trade it. Then the scene started to develop. And it was like, yes, perfect, because now there's pieces that are going to circulate around. There's going to be things that...
And it's actually, the Vintage Expo has actually grown to where they're now getting people from like Chicago, San Diego,
that type
Seattle.
Of exposure is beautiful. Yeah.
We're getting a decent amount of people traveling from out of state to come and be a part of this.
And it's a great scene to be a part of. I've only gotten an aspect to just kind of peek into it, but everybody knowing that, the vintage throwbacks of World Series sweaters or Super Bowl sweaters and things of like the sports memorabilia has always kind of been a thing. But now for the whole vintage collection to be around, I mean, the Simpsons have been around since we've been alive. You know what I mean? So you're like, how many episodes? Like, 14 million? I don't know. But like, there's things that are starting to become pieces that you remember. Like if somebody pulled up with a Spuds McKinsey shirt, you'd be like, oh, that's tight. Yes. You know what I mean? And Fresno is now having that aspect to where the way New York or Chicago or LA's downtown or fashion districts, or you would see these pieces on the street, like classic Marilyn Monroe, like in Fresno's downtown, Fresno's tower is starting to look like that, where people are wearing pieces. People are wearing multicolored fashion whole sets from head to toe. Where green shoes with the black, with the this, with the thing, and you guys are a part of that.
Nowadays, you're getting a lot of people that are showing up with those vintage Fresno T-shirts, vintage Tower District.
Well, here's a good part. You guys are gonna get a part of this. I'm dropping the Malibu Grand Prix in March. So it's gonna be, it's a picture of my Malibu Grand Prix license from when I was 9. And then on the back it has the original Malibu Grand Prix logo, which is the yellow with the blue and the thing. Has the address, it has the everything to where it was located, and so I got all the information. So I'm gonna drop into that. So I'll probably do like a run of like maybe 200 of those. So if you guys are interested in that, and then we'll be able to add you guys like a 50 for just a classic run. Just hold on to those. The way Sam kind of burned the 99 Norths when everybody started buying them on eBay, and he was like, if you guys want these, I'm burning them. Like, I'm just gonna make specifics for the whole. Hold on to these. They'll be collector's items. But I'm bringing back the Malibu Grand Prix.
Dope.
And I found my ID, so I was like, oh, I should do.
Yeah.
So that'll be one of them. But that's dope that you guys. So for like the last 10 years of just solid digging, and I mean, shout out to Nana, of course. You know, putting you onto the game and bringing you into it.
Yes.
And then you guys. So when you guys got together and you started collecting, did it start off like you said? Now it's out of hand, but when it started, it was just kind of pieces at a time, or just stuff you guys liked.
Yeah. So like usually I just collect Simpsons stuff, but then I started doing my business, and then I started I think T-shirts has gotten more out of hand than anything.
They're easy
But
to
I think that would be for everyone, or just pieces in general.
I'm trying to get her to get rid of things, so if you are looking for something, please look her up.
Hit her up on
Because
IG
my
at
house
Junk in
is
the
too
Trunk
full.
Fresno.
House is too full, and I cannot walk into my garage.
Hit her up
at
on
all.
IG. It's JUNKINTRUNKFRESNO. That's Junk in the Trunk Fresno.
Please do
They've
me
got
that
an
favor.
abundance of stuff, so feel free. Their surplus is overflowing. You know.
He wants me to just go on Instagram and just start posting stuff, but I just haven't done it. And I know if I do pictures and do that,
Are you the type of collector that's just like, no, that hasn't found the right home?
Yes.
If
Yeah,
that person,
that is exactly
doesn't
her,
respect
yes.
it. That person
Yes.
doesn't know.
Yes.
I can't do it.
It's
If you
okay.
don't love it. If you don't love it, I don't know.
You
If
would ask
don't
him to
love
take it off. You're just like, that doesn't look like it works
That's
on you.
but then again, that's a hoarder's mindset, right?
And that's what we're trying
And
to
that's
get
what-
with.
and that's
So
what
if
our-
you guys
that's what
want,
our
hit her up
house
at
looks
IG
like.
at Junk in the Trunk Fresno to get rid of some of the
That
things.
would be a hoarder's
Yeah.
mindset, though.
But also, if you guys got anything classic to trade, that would kind of take
Yes.
the Simpsons off the load.
Always
and
accept
bring
trades.
some trades in, that's always a great part.
Always.
Love the barter system.
Yeah. And so with everything you guys got, do you guys have any events that you guys are gonna push for the next couple of months? Is there any art hops you guys are gonna pull up on? You guys got a store in mind, or?
We're going to be here at Bookish, and she'll talk about more.
On the next
What is
yeah,
that?
we'll talk with her on the next
On
segment,
the 18th of this
It's
month.
the 18th.
So you guys doing like a pop up here?
Yes.
Yep.
Nice.
That's it.
So if you guys
There'll be
what
there'll
date
be
is that?
many vendors on the 18th of this month.
Of this
February.
month, February 18th. This will be dropping next week, so it'll be right before the event. So you guys will get a chance to see that. 520 Olive.
How many vendors do you have online?
Yes.
10?
About 10 vendors.
10 vendors
10.
over here.
What are they ranging from? Like just clothing? They music? Are they
Food,
food? Whatever.
We got storytelling, we got woodworking, we got Mexican culture inspired wood.
That's all
Yeah.
the next.
Clothing,
She's gonna
wire
do
wrap
it.
crystals,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys can't hear anything she's saying right now, we'll talk about it when she gets on there. But yeah, so you got about 10 coming out. So that February 18th?
Yes.
February 18th, come out to 520 West Olive. We right next to the O'Reilly's off Olive and Palm, so you guys can see the building.
Gonna be a pretty big
If you guys got to
Pop-up.
if you guys got to the AA meeting, you gone too far. So just bring it back a little bit.
if y'all want to join the AA meeting,
Yeah, if
no
you guys-
judgment, no
and-
judgment.
Please, if you got some sort of situation going on in your life, we're big on mental health and mental love. So you mean like
For real.
everybody
For
needs
real,
a hug.
though.
If you just need a hug, you just want to pull up and get in a group of hugging, just
Yeah.
you know what I mean, real quick.
I love it.
Feel like y'all need to talk or
Yeah, you know what I mean?
just want to
Just
take something off
You're
your
bored,
shoulders.
just like, yeah, I ain't kicking with nobody today. What you guys doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, what's up, guys?
Want a coffee for the night, or
They do have coffee on decking.
they always got coffee.
The only thing about okay,
It may not be that
sidebar,
good, but
sidebar, real quick. My only thing is, whenever I've gone or seen any of these things, I'm like, I get it. You guys are getting off of a bunch of stuff, but why give them caffeine and nicotine all day long? Like you're like mad cigarettes, mad coffee,
Right?
go. And you know what
Real.
coffee wants? Coffee wants cigarettes.
yeah.
And you know what
yeah.
cigarettes want? More coffee. And it's just kind of like a weird, like, replacing. But hey, I'm not one to judge. I mean, I smoke cigarettes and drink beer. I don't drink coffee. Coffee makes me feel like I'm tweaked out. But
Oh my god,
if you're
does
removing,
the same thing for me too.
yeah, I feel like I'm hella twacked. I'm like just like, oh bro, let me just fix your watch. Like I don't.
I had she brought me a coffee one day from work. I drank it and I had to leave work early because I thought I was actually having a heart attack one
Or
day.
an anxiety attack
Yeah.
or something. Like, yeah.
Like
My
I didn't even
coffee-
think I was gonna
my
even make it
coffee
home
is
to
like-
drive.
My coffee tolerance is so high.
He's Elizabeth,
I
is the big
love
one.
coffee. I'm like, just take me to Valparaiso.
No, the craziest thing I've ever seen is somebody drink coffee to go to bed. Like, I'm gonna go to bed.
Oh,
Let me
yeah,
just get
that's-
a-
My
and
mom and dad
That's
do
hard.
that.
Like, whoa.
I'm
That's
like,
hard.
What the
What kind of reverse meth is
hell?
that?
Yeah. My mom and dad do that. I'm like, that's insane.
But that's all years of like drinking it to where it becomes like a tea. You know what I mean? Like coffee no longer has the
How does
caffeine.
that caffeine ever become a tea though?
It's just relaxing at that point. You had 97,000 cups of it. You know what I mean? I'm
Now
pretty
at
sure.
that point it's just nostalgic and that's
Yeah,
it.
it's like Pepsi. You just drink it for the flavor at that point. You're not even really getting a caffeine rush. Whereas when you're a kid, you're like, Pepsi! And you're like, you drink like this much of it and you're like cracked out. And
Back
then you get
when
older.
back when your parents wouldn't let you drink it.
Yeah, and then you see people getting Tub O soda and it's just like nothing. It's just the flavor, basically.
Dude, Surge is the only thing that's
Uh,
appropriate for anyone.
shout out
Surge.
shout out to that 90s Surge.
Surge was gangster though.
That was that
like
original
if
energy
you guys
drink.
if you guys never drank Jolt or Surge, then you can't say
Yes.
nothing about these powered energy drinks
You
that
know
you got
what
now,
my
Monster
favorite, though?
or
Yeah.
Red Bull,
What are
whatever.
those ones that were in the no, maybe
Fruitopia was tight though. Fruitopia
Is that
was
the
tight.
one that had the fire?
The
they
fire,
had no, they had different things. It was like fire.
like ice and like mint.
Yeah.
And like, oh yeah.
No, it had like.
Were they
yeah.
energy drinks?
No, they were just like kid drinks, but it was like fire.
Are you thinking about
Goldschlager?
that? Are you thinking about that
It's a
liquor?
kid's drink,
Are you
Goldschlager?
thinking about that liquor that was like
No, it
hot
wasn't
going
liquor.
down, but
Avalanche.
cool
Avalanche.
afterwards?
You talking about avalanche? I don't know
Oh my
that shit.
god, I can't even think
What
of
was
the name of
what
it.
was that?
It was
that
Snapple.
early-
It was
that late
Snapple.
'90s
It was
liquor that was
Snapple.
like cool
It was
when you
Snapple.
drank it, but warm once they hit the throat.
Oh, it was
Zima?
like.
No, not Zima.
No. I know what you're talking
You know
about.
what I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about,
though. It was kind of like a
that
peppermint-
original
it was like a peppermint
Smirnoff.
schnapsy kind of thing. Yeah. It was like, oh, it's
Zima,
cold, but then it's like,
Smirnoff.
oh, what is it?
Yeah.
It was like a St. Ides kind of thing or something. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
No, but it
Shout
was
out to that.
Snapple. It was Snapple.
Oh, okay.
It was Snapple. That fire. It had different
Snapple
things.
was making liquor back in the days.
It wasn't
They were?
liquor. It was Snapple.
They were throwing what? Fucking what was that? The Crazy Horse, Night Train and Snapple together. Tastes like Dr. Pepper. No.
Oh man. No,
So-
that's Snapple.
So you guys have been doing this for this long. We're gonna get back on track with the questions.
Okay.
Not even questions, but just yeah. So like you guys have been doing this. So you guys got those events coming up on the 18th. Anything else you guys are pushing for like a storefront, or are you still just working off of like you guys' like in-house stock?
Still just
Trying to kinda
in-house as of right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And if they were gonna contact again, that would be IG Junk in the Trunk or Fresno.
Junk in the Trunk Fresno.
Junk in the Trunk Fresno on IG. And then for his, it would be Birdstash on IG at BIRDSTASH. What we're gonna do is take a quick break, have a little cigarette break, maybe grab another beer. You guys go ahead and do the same. We'll see you guys in a minute. It's the world famous Do Work Podcast. You know what it is. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the world famous Do Work Podcast. I am your host, Scientifics. I am back with my special guest, Anthony Hernandez.
Wah, wah.
And I want to make sure I get your last name because it's got like the accent on it, as if it's like, what is it?
Victoria Pasquale.
I know, but Pasquale, what is that, like Portuguese? Italian. That's right, because you're talking about the olive oils. I feel bad
So
that
it's Di Pasquale before.
Ooh,
The original
from the land.
before they
Where's the original land? Like, is it like
So
Sicily,
apparently,
northern
I've
Sicily?
actually done my ancestry, and so it's like northern and southern Italy. So both.
So north side, south side. So the families have somewhere merged in the middle of
Yes,
met.
so
Romeo
like,
Juliet.
yeah, and some.
Oh yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
In Italy families over there, especially
Yeah.
over. It's like you're not talking to him. He is a better man, and then all of a sudden.
But
they're
I
like,
do
oh, we're
love
not-
him.
I love him. I don't know why I went Asian.
that totally went South Korean.
Yeah, I
right
was
there.
like, yeah, it was like Bobby Lee all of a sudden. I don't know what happened, but older Italian women somehow sound Asian. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But that's dope. Okay, so back with my special guest. We're here again talking about Junk in the Trunk Fresno, and we're talking about Birdstash, talking about them collecting all of their vintage clothing and thrift clothing. And we've talked about everything that's happened up until this point, but we're going to touch now on 2020 and how the business is trying to transform for everybody, because it's a big topic in the last I know we're in 2023 now. It's been 3 years, but that impact changed everybody. It was the first time everybody was grounded. If you've never been grounded, sit down, stay in the house. You can't go outside. You can't play. You can't do nothing. And everybody kind of got back to a basis. Business changed for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Interactions changed for everybody.
I was
You know
one
what I
of
mean?
those that actually lost their job and
weren't essential?
was unemployed for probably about 2 months.
Damn,
and
you weren't essential.
got on the grind and found an actual 9-to-5 type job. But during that process is where I decided to start Birdstash. Was I needed some type of side hustle to try to make some type of money.
Yeah, which was the note
But,
for everybody during 2020. It was
and-
like, start
and
your own shit.
We were both one of those people that kind of were terrified. The world was coming
Like
to
personally, like I don't want to go outside. I don't want to get sick. I
The
don't.
world,
You know what I mean?
world
Like,
was coming to an end. We live right off of a busy street. We have a deck that looks over out onto the street, and it got to the point where we would sit out there on our deck, and within an hour there would be like 2 cars. But on a usual, there would be like
Those were.
there would-
500 cars
there would,
that just
there would
zipping
be
by.
like
Yeah.
60, 70 cars within like 5 to 10 minutes
I never
just
really
going
thought
by.
about that, but yeah.
But yeah, that hit too close to home, just like it did for everybody else. That we decided at that point was you need to kind of figure out where you are in your life, what you're gonna do next. Which is where I started Birdstash, and which is actually where she got her LLC to start Junk in the Trunk. So if it wasn't for COVID, we probably wouldn't have been where we are now, which we are one of the lucky ones to actually say that COVID, in a sense, kind of benefited us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, and it brought you into something. Yeah, because a lot of people either started a business or went back to school or figured out what they were going to do. But like I said, it was the first time there was a sit down, there was a break. Like, you don't have to work. You actually can't work. Figure it out now. What's your everyday?
But
Yeah.
then
What's it
I
like?
did
'Cause
go
there
to
was so
school
much.
though.
No, yeah, a lot of people. I did
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
I went
she
to film.
was
doing
I
online
did go to
school at the
school.
time.
I went to film school too. I went to online film school. You know,
Yeah.
I'm assuming. But I mean, just the idea of people going to work every day, and then it went to like, okay, now what do you want to do? And everyone was like, well, fuck, I haven't been asked that since right before I went to college.
For real.
When you
Yeah.
figured out what your major was, or when you're coming out of college and you're like, what kind of job do I want to get? This is kind of
Yeah,
cool.
it kind of hit back at the old elementary school question of what do you want to do with your life?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Where what do you plan on doing within the next 5-10 years? Where do you see yourself?
Yeah. And it made people go, I was an accountant, but I want to be a firefighter, like kind of thing. You know what I mean? I got the
and-
time. I'm going to work out for the next 8 months. You know what I mean?
and
It
at
changed a
that-
lot of people. Yeah.
At that point, it's realistically you have nothing else to fall back on. So
No.
it was ideally for everyone to just kind of step into their own placing though.
Yeah. What is it
Now,
you want to do?
Now you have nothing else other than to trust yourself and rely on yourself of what you want to do in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. What was your dream?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do you want to
Yeah.
revisit that? Do you want
Yeah.
to or now that you're an adult, what's your new dream?
Yeah.
That you've been like thinking of for the last couple of years, and you've been working so much that you never got the opportunity to
And
get that.
at that point, it was really like might as well bet on yourself, because if not, then you're not going to do anything.
And a
in the
little bit of
future.
that COVID money kind of helped because you're like, I could bet on myself with this $1,200 because it ain't my money because I didn't, you know what I mean? Yeah.
That it
Hey.
did. Thank you, Governor Newsom.
Hey, shout out to you, yeah. Because for reals, I mean, you think about it, you're like, if I wanted to start a business, it's going to cost me at least a $1,200 start budget.
Yeah.
And that money came in perfectly to
No,
do
yes.
just exactly that for a lot of people.
Well, I mean, like, for me, I don't know if I should say this or you can edit this out.
I'll
but-
dolphin it, put the dolphin sound like beep, 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 beep.
Okay, well, I used to work for the post office,
Mm-hmm.
and so, like, after that year, like, it was like I was getting that money plus my unemployment.
Yep.
And so it was like, okay, so what am I going to do with this extra money? And for me, I was like, well, why not start a business, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where that money came from and
Yeah.
all that.
And the great part was most of the things that everybody started and plus you guys started was your passion. It wasn't just like, oh, I got money.
Yeah.
Let's try to do Pokemon cards. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Let's do
It
something
was
random.
like, why? It was
Let's go
like,
buy some
I
beer
love
or
that.
drugs or something like
Yeah,
that.
even-
It was-
even
I was
just
just
turn up,
like,
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
so excited to get that money, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, okay, I can actually start a business now, like,
Mm-hmm.
do something I want to do,
Mhm.
like, on my side time. But
Yeah. And because
It's-
in the last 2 years, you guys have seen the growth of that idea going from like, you know what, we're going to take this money to something to now we're in 2023.
yeah.
And you guys have now had growth. You guys are doing pop-ups. Like we said, the future show coming up on the 18th. Plus, I'm pretty sure that prior to that, you've had done pop-ups. and
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's great because initially it was an idea, and we were talking about the soap company, the same thing. It was an idea of what would I do that's fun, that I
Yeah.
like to do. That it's
And-
just my thing, you know what I mean? And that's where it comes
and
from.
realistically, it might have been something that we never actually tried to go forward with if it wasn't for COVID.
Exactly. And that's why I
Yeah.
said it was great that everybody got that sit down, that little time out to sit down and go, okay, what do you want to do now? Because
And
you
I
can't go
hope-
to work, so you got to choose what you want to do
Yeah,
now.
Yeah.
I really hope it
It
worked. It worked out the same way for
Everybody else.
everybody.
Everybody who started a business, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's why I started the podcast too. It was post-COVID, but it was because of that, to showcase who had started businesses in the 2020 or who had survived the 2020 of their business
Yeah.
existing.
Some of them have not survived, though.
Yeah,
That's the sad
sadly, and RIP to every mom
Yes.
and pop,
Yeah,
every
because, like, that
even
shit
major
sucks.
business that was like a staple in communities or something
Yeah.
that was present for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And luckily in Fresno we had a lot of staples that stuck around and made it through and fought through that whole
Yeah.
thing because especially in Tower District there's plenty of
Yeah.
spots that could have easily gone down that we would have missed extremely.
There's
I mean,
plenty of spots that did go down.
Livingstone's
too.
when it caught a fire, everybody was
Yes.
just like, "Oh my God, it's gone!" Like had Piemonte's gone,
We thought-
everybody would have been like, "What the fuck is going on?"
When
here?"
when
You know, like-
Livingstone's caught on fire, we actually thought that was going to be another Babylon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, once Babylon dropped,
It
everybody's like,
just-
"Okay, well," but it was just Babby. Then it was like, "Oh, Livingstone's now." Like, fuck, is Vinny's next? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Is Strummer's next? Is
And these are staples of our entire town.
yeah, especially that area of Tower
And
District.
shout out to Valparaiso Coffee. I love you guys.
Shout out to you guys.
And they were downtown, and they do a food truck on Sundays at Speakeasy.
Were they
yeah.
downtown right there by the convention center in that
Yeah,
little
right.
like?
No, right
No,
where
they were
P
across
Street
the street from PG&E,
is on
Oh,
P
okay, yeah,
Street.
okay, right.
where the new IRS building is now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where that Asian spot is, too,
Yes,
right there. That
yes,
Asian spot
yes.
is pretty fire too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's dope that you guys were able to, be able to successfully make it through that era. You guys have events now. So in the last 2 years, how many pop-ups would you say you guys have been able to get into
It's kind of hard to
The
count.
2 to 3 years. I would
per
say,
year? About like 10, maybe like once a month, maybe.
Well, last year I only did the SinCal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, SinCal Vintage
Thrift
Thrift
and
and
Vintage.
Yeah, and that was in August.
Yeah. So
you guys don't hit like the Frez Yes or like the Alley Wave or anything like that.
Every now and then, yeah, but we're if we do a pop up, it's usually here at the bookstore. It's
Okay.
It's gonna be at Thrifty
Men, probably, if I
Okay.
do another pop-up. Yeah.
We
my
try
work
to-
schedule is not really, like, okay
The way my
with
work
that.
schedule's set up,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't really be like, no.
But
That's good though because it opened up, so now you're working again. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, it went
but
from-
Yeah,
We-
weekends are the best.
We usually try to stay within our group of homies, and we'll try to support them and pop up at their spots.
Yeah.
And
keep the community striving.
Yeah.
Okay.
we try to support the homies as much as possible.
Of course. I mean, and especially with what you guys got going on and like what we're talking about, the Vintage Expo and everybody in that community. There's so many people that
Oh,
throw
yeah.
something like Thrift Demon or like,
That'll be in September, by the way.
Oh yeah, there'll be another one coming up.
Yes.
So if you guys are available, Fresno Fairgrounds, September. Don't know the date, but we'll definitely give it to you when it comes up.
Thrift and Vintage Expo.
Sencal Vintage Expo. It's the fourth annual, fifth annual,
Third annual.
third annual. They started off small. The last two have been at the fairgrounds. Been so dope. So if you guys get an opportunity, come out and check that out. You guys got the 18th coming up here. So we're gonna bring on the next segment with the owners of the spot that we're about to be talking about. You guys have anything you guys want to plug besides your guys' IGs?
No,
Of course, we
thank
said
you.
IG Junk in the Trunk Fresno, and we got at Birdstash on IG. So if you guys want to check them, follow them.
The homie BKR raps.
Also-
Keep your eye out.
Follow BKR on IG, and also follow Spoke Easy on IG.
Yes.
Spoke Easy Public House. They are giving me They showed me so much love over the last year. I did 3 episodes there. Plus going there, messing with Jared, messing with Jacob, messing with everybody,
Always.
Mike, all that. This love. There's the brothers. It feels good to go into like a Cheers type of environment in
Yes.
Fresno.
Yeah.
Always positive vibes.
Exactly. If
Get
you're
into a
if,
conversation with absolutely
Sometimes.
everybody.
everybody,
there.
like you can be in the back just having a cigarette or just having a beer, and you just kind of start
Everybody
just
knows
chopping it up with people. And it's such a great environment. The vibe inside. They have wrestling night on Wednesdays. They have
Sad Boy Sundays.
Sad Boy Sundays. They have the
But
first
Valparaiso
the-
on Sundays also.
yeah, and also on the first Sunday of every month they have the drum circle in the back.
Oh yes, they also do Art Hop very first Thursday
Yes,
of
they
every
do.
month.
And then they also have the DJ that comes in and says songs to play when you're, and then has
DJ
a
Eclectif.
eclectic. Yes.
It's Eclective and
No,
Tiffany.
it's Eclective.
Eclective
It's
and Tiffany together.
Love you,
Eclective.
sorry.
Yeah.
Eclectic.
So check out them. Check out these guys. Follow them. I want to thank you guys for being on the podcast. We're bringing you guys back on the second, third segment. Wherever we do their spot. And then we'll do another one. So we'll give everybody a little farewell. But I want
Thank
to give
you for
everybody the
having
props.
us.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you
of
for
course.
having us.
Thank you guys for
Yes,
taking a
I
stop
love
by
it.
the actual spot. And you guys have a great time enjoying Offset while we do the next segment. Guys, we'll be coming back right now after a minute, taking a break again, but we'll be right back with the next guest. It's the world famous Do Work podcast, Scientific. You know what it is. What up, everybody? Welcome back to the world famous Do Work podcast. I am your host, Scientifics, and we are back with our second segment, our second set of guests, and a second part, which is always best. I don't know how that sounded to rhyme, but hey, we pulled it off. So today we got another set of guests. We got my man Lorenzo Martinez of the Orange Limner.
Limner, yes.
Got it correctly. And the owner of Bookish. We got Vanessa. Say that. Garabedian. I was gonna say the Kenny set, but the owner of Bookish and the owner of the Orange Limner. You guys make some noise and put your hands together. Bam, 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 bam. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Thank you guys for being a part of the second segment of episode 14.
Thank you for having
15?
Thank you.
15. I don't know.
16.
We're here. Yeah.
us.
Sure.
Better.
So we are in Bookish. We are shooting live and direct. Normally I'm in an outside location or somewhere else, but we were invited into this special location today. We'll be giving you guys footage of the entire shop during this segment. I'll have segues that kind of blend in, and then also some of the tattoo spots when we get back to that. That is what the Orange Limner is. Kind of leaked that information, but that's what we're going to be going into. So without further ado, make some noise for my people and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, oh yeah. You look hella nervous right now. You're like, what do I do with my hands?
We already clapped.
Yeah. Just wanted to throw you off a little bit. So yes, thank you guys for coming. Sit through the first segment. You guys heard about the expo. So the 18th, something here.
Yes.
Bookish. Do you do most pop-ups here on a regular basis, like a monthly or an art hop-ish, or do you just kind of work with the people that are close to you and just kind of give them opportunities?
A little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
Okay.
So we're trying to get on a regular schedule with monthly pop-ups. We did one in November for our grand opening / 1 year business anniversary,
Okay.
and then started monthly ones last month.
Yeah.
So we hope to do one every month here, get a chance to get new faces in, new vendors in, more exposure for them, more people to come inside the shop, and then also myself and our resident nail tech, Delirium by Amber, participate. Yep, that's my girl. We do Art Hop downtown, either at Full Circle or at the Pie Shop.
Are those
First
nails by
Thursday
her?
They are.
Hit him with it. There you go. And then, so the first month of every, you guys do a pie
Yes,
shop?
first Thursday of every month is Art Hop downtown, and then our pop-ups here are usually like the about third Saturday of every month
Okay.
here.
Yeah. And you showcase a different vendor every week or every time you throw one?
We try to rotate them out.
But you have a
So-
couple that are regulars?
We're starting to have a few, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. And then, so how long have you guys been throwing the pop-ups? Has it just been the last couple of months, or has it been like the last year?
Since November.
November. So, okay, so.
Yeah, there's only been a few of them.
Yeah.
I think
This
Yeah.
is our third one.
yeah, third one so far.
And do you guys participate in Art Hop, or do you guys just kind of go out and go be a fan base?
We're usually, Amber and her are usually at the pop-ups at the pie shop.
Yeah.
Or Full
No, I'm just saying,
Circle,
like,
yeah.
outside of that, do you guys, like,
If we're not working Art Hop, then we'll go out and
and vend out? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. That's what's
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Do you guys do a lot of promotion during that time frame, too? Like, you know what I mean? Bring
Yeah,
out,
we,
like,
we try to push it on Instagram and Facebook as much as we can, and then when we're doing lives or videos at Art Hop, we'll do video and lives of everyone there, not
Yeah.
just of our table. Like,
Yeah.
hey guys, check out this vendor.
do a
Look
reel
at
of what's
their
going on
stuff.
for the night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes she'll pop up over there at the Vanessa Vendor Village on
At
Vanessa
Spoke
that they
Easy,
have.
yep.
Yeah, someone's sour milk spoke.
Again,
Easy.
shout out to Spoke Easy, shout out to Sour Milk,
Yeah.
brethren in the family, you know what I mean? That's dope. So, and then with you, do you do a lot of outside vending spots, or do you just kind of bring
No,
people
I mean,
into
I
the
usually just kind of
inside?
tag along with them. I work my appointment only, so it's a lot of my work is just through my customers and stuff. You know,
You don't
so.
do any like expos, like the tattoo expos? or
No,
anything
not
like that?
necessarily. I'm kind of a one man show, kind of, you know.
Keeping it low key to the
Yeah, I
personal
kind of
group?
keep it low key. I mainly work in the mornings, so
Okay.
definitely. a
Which is
morning
rare
person.
for a tattoo artist.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Because
you know?
everybody else is like, yo, bro, if you're showing up before 4, I'm
Yeah.
not even gonna be
Yeah,
here.
no,
like,
I like to do. I mean, if I can do it at 8, 9 in the morning all the time. I mean, nobody wants to get tattooed at 8, 9 in the morning. You know.
dang it, you're talking to the right person. I want to get tattooed. I'm the type
Yeah.
of person that wakes up in the morning
Yeah.
is like, okay, let's get everything done within the next like 8 hours, like meaning from 7 to like 5 o'clock to
Yeah.
like just get it done so that we have the rest of the night. So
Yeah,
I feel that.
So
I like that.
it's like, I mean, my studio's in the back.
Yeah.
And so I just, I usually just have 1 or 2 people
Okay.
a day. Mostly 1, just because I have other things I do throughout the day. So
Yeah.
helping family members
Yeah.
build stuff and whatnot.
Helping with the
you know,
business here.
Helping with the business here.
Yeah.
So it's definitely by appointment only.
Okay, well, add me to that because I like to get early riser. So
Yeah.
and if we book
Yeah.
something, I would definitely love to be
Yeah.
like, well, can we do it before 9 o'clock? I'm
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
we
if
can
you
it for
could
nine."
do weekday morning, then
Oh,
perfect.
hell yeah!
But it's just it works against me in a way because a lot of people have 9 to 5.
exactly.
They can go somewhere where they can get tattooed at 6 o'clock at night, and
Or on a
I'm not that
Saturday- on a
person.
Saturday,
or on
like,
a
yeah,
Saturday,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So it does work against me, but
Nah,
I mean, other than that, I mean,
I got a whole back and 2 legs.
Yeah.
I'm like 9 o'clock in the morning. Hell yeah, I'll show up. I'll get some donuts. What you need? Like we got
yeah.
There are people that like that. I mean, I'm one of those early risers that just if your business does shit in the morning, I fucks with you heavy.
Yeah.
Like that's my thing.
Yeah. So I mean, mostly, her and Amber holding it down here. They're ones promoting everything and doing the pop-ups. I'm kind of in the background, just kind of helping out and whatnot. So.
Overseeing everything else and helping with the ends, the loose ends, and helping.
Carrying all the heavy bags. And,
of course.
Doing
I mean,
all the grunt work,
All the heavy boys.
Yeah, he's like I don't do pop-ups, but I'm at every pop-up.
Yeah,
Hey,
pretty
no.
much.
I'm
Yeah.
lifting.
Yeah. You got to set up tables.
Yeah.
You got to set up pop-up. Yeah,
Books are heavy. Okay.
they are
heavy.
not.
Show them
light.
guns. Show them guns.
They're heavy.
He's
work
oh,
out,
put him away,
you
put
know?
him away. You can't do that out in public.
These guns ain't free.
hey, we're in the Tower District, but you can't pull out guns like that. They're gonna
Well,
think
this used to be a gun store.
Oh, you got the silicon carry like conceal. I like the way you move.
This spot used to be a gun store.
No, I know. That's
Yeah.
why you talk to the guy before he left. You're like, hey,
Yeah.
just write me up a little script real quick that says
Yeah, pretty much.
concealed and carry. Well, that's dope. And you guys have been doing this for how long? Have you been into the collection of the books? Let's get back to that. So you collect books. You have a Bookish store right here on side of Olive. We're right past Olive and Palm. So right next to the El Rally. So if you guys are like in Tower, venture a little bit forward, right before you get to the DMV, you'll see it. So how long have you been gathering all these beautiful bits of literature? I see. And you got hallways
Yep.
back there.
Yep,
And
all the way down.
the camera's here, but the stand's there. There's a stand there. And there's some good pieces too, like La Miserere.
Miserable.
I've seen that play 15 times. Different locations. But I guess, so what made you start up with like book collecting or just, getting into the actual book aspect?
Well, I've always liked to read and enjoyed like collecting here and there, but not really full force until COVID. And I'm pretty sure everybody took up some kind of hobby or of hoarding or collecting of something. And mine happened to be books, which then took up most of the garage at home.
Yeah.
And I was working retail at a job that I was not in it anymore. I was there for 13 years and just I had to get out but had to still make money.
Yeah.
So I did DoorDash and Instacart for a while I sourced for books
Yeah.
at different places, estate sales, yard sales.
Which were happening a lot during the
Yeah.
2020. Yeah.
And we found this place, we started fixing it up, still working, delivering the food. So I have bills that were paid while I was still building this up and trying to figure out how I was going to do this.
And what was like your main like market? Were you like doing like swap meets? Were you doing like thrift shops? Were you just targeting like yard sales? What was like your biggest like, I'm gonna go get these bitches at this because I know Saturday is the one when we go, or like
I can't give out all my secrets.
she's like, because if I give you the plug, y'all
Yeah.
you ain't gonna come to me.
I have specific spots that I go to on certain days.
Yeah, I got a plug for my crack.
Yeah,
Y'all come get
yeah.
the crack from me. Y'all come get the crack from me.
I have hit up estate sales and block sales, yard sales.
which were actually
before,
happening a lot during the
yeah.
2020 era because
Yeah.
a lot of people were like selling properties and like they're just downsizing in general.
Trying to make their own money for something.
Exactly,
on
yeah.
their side. Yep.
Shout out to the older white ladies and older ladies and gentlemen that were having because they got property that they've been holding on to for like, you know what I mean, a good 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
It got to that time frame where things started to get crunch time and, money started becoming a thing. And they're like, well, I don't really want to get rid of these platters. I don't really want to get rid of these books. But
I mean, if you-
I figure out this house, so died.
Well,
you
Fuck
fucking
them.
hoarders.
Yeah.
And in 10 years, you're going to be them. In 10 years, you're going to be the person that's going, oh, you got that good shit. We can't get it from you. Yeah.
Well, what you can do too is that, you go somewhere and they have X amount of books.
Yeah.
And you can always just like say, hey, you know what? What do you
Offer
take for
that.
all of them?
Yeah.
Let me just take them off your hands.
Yeah,
and
I'll give you a 30 for the
Yeah,
whole dump off. Yeah.
So you kind of have to wheel and deal and just.
Oh yeah, we all know that.
Yeah,
If you're gonna be like, you're doing swap meets, you're doing anything where you're selling stuff that's just like yard sale issues. Like,
Yeah.
it says $25, bro. I got like 17 on it right now. Like, what you trying to do? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Pretty much.
was it like a target for you to get specific types of books, or was it just like whatever you've always had on your radar, you're gonna kind of try to knock that list out first, and then just, or was it like, oh, I've heard of that, I've saw that one's a good one. Like, how was it just gather? Because I've never, been a collector of books. I know all collectors have like a starting point where they just go, I'm going for this first, and then from there and everything kind of falls in your lap.
I started collecting, I would say, like kids books, Dr. Seuss, and then just like miscellaneous kids ones. These ones came later.
So as we see the goosebumps in the back, so like a lot of goosebumps here.
Yeah.
A lot of goosebumps.
And like the Scholastic.
If you didn't hear me, the goosebumps.
The Scholastic kids books, the classics like The Giver and Brave New World.
Shel Silverstein, things like that.
Yeah. And then just started.
So you went basically from childhood up, like what you remember was classic and good.
Yeah, and then just kind of research different articles like, trending books or hot books or what people in certain age gap like to read. So then I would kind of start looking for those and expand inventory that way. And I started making bookmarks at home as well with resin. And
bookmarkers with resin. Yeah, bring them out. We gotta get the merch. So if you guys are in the area and you want to stop by Bookish at 520 West Olive, they have bookmarkers that they make out of
page holders.
Yeah.
So we started with that and the
So question to this is, are you reading everything that you buy? Like, is this something that you gather and then like check it out beforehand? You know what I mean? Like a movie collector or like an art collector.
Some.
Have you read a majority of what you've collected? Or do you stick to the classics? Do you stick to the ones that you know and then cop that and then read that? Or is there stuff still in your collection you haven't read yet?
There is stuff in my collection here at the store and at home that I have not read yet.
Do you know the value if somebody else were to pull up and be like, oh my God, you got da-da-da. And you're like, oh, yeah. Or is it like, no, I know I got da-da-da. Like,
yeah, even if you haven't read the book.
Still learning,
Are you still Googling? You're like, oh yeah, I got the, and then you Google it, like, oh shit, that's a big ass book. Okay, yeah, I got one of those motherfuckers. $75 player, like, no, but.
My inventory's in my head, so it's hard.
I do that for clothing too.
Yeah, you see what they brought you, and you go, oh, this is a thing, and you're like, and then they hit you up for the thing, and you're like, oh, I didn't realize that was, because you have like a copy of it.
Yeah.
But do you at least try to like read the stuff that you're interested in? Because you get so much of it, of course. It's kind of hard to like sit down and read fucking 40 books if you just pick them all up. But at the same time, when you know the good one, you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna put that one right there. I'm gonna read that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes how they say don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
But in a sense, there's certain things that you can look for that okay, that's a book that I've never seen before, or that's a book that somebody might want in a sense, versus there's all these little ticks that you can see.
Yeah, the common novel.
Yeah,
the one that everybody's trying to get on. It's hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying, because you have such a large collection of different types of genres that it's like, did you read all of them, or was it like knowing, okay, this is the hot topic in that genre, I'm gonna gather enough of those, because of course we know of them, like the Goosebumps. I'm sure you read those. Technically I know all of it. So first off, but like that, and then like changing into more novels and more of the like historical books that you guys have. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to keep up with reading everything, but you have read something within each genre.
Yes.
And like that's like your
if
vibe
not,
of getting
that's
more.
a resolution of mine to like pick a genre I've never read and then read that, or an author I've never read and read that, and get introduced to different subject matters that maybe I didn't like in school or never read before. Just like to be able to talk about it and carry on conversation and learn more.
We actually have a
learning and growth process with this.
I like it. Yeah, okay.
She and a friend of ours had actually started a book club, and we started about 3 months ago. We've had 3 meetings so far.
Yeah.
And it's once a month. And so part of it is at the end of every meeting, they're still trying to figure out the gist of it, but everybody basically picks a book that they want everybody else to read.
Yeah,
And then you
like
pick from the
kinda
pot,
like
and then
request it,
you're
yeah.
reading books that you don't normally read. So
Exactly,
it's kind of like
yeah.
something that she's been digging in as well.
Do you want to add more people to that? Because if you can, you let everybody know how to join your book club, or maybe.
I'm always looking for new faces for our book club. Follow me on Bookish520 on Instagram, and I post when the next book club's going to be, what our maybe some of our members that are have been with me since the start, and what book we are reading. So you can join in. You could read that book, a physical copy or e-reader, or listen to it on Audible, whatever you can to access that material. That's totally fine with us. And just get connected with me, and hope to see you at the next meeting. It's usually the second to third Wednesday of every month. The date kind of fluctuates a little bit. The next one's going to be the 22nd of February.
That's not that you encourage cheating. Like, if you gotta watch it on audiobook, if you gotta like whatever, but it's
you're still getting it.
But yeah, the encouragement of reading the book or hearing the book
Yeah.
itself. Yeah. And that's dope, because I think that classically, like, I still read at least one book a month. Like, I pick up something that is informational. It may not necessarily might be like a novel of any sort, but it might be like a business book. It might be something about like self-help. You know what I mean, something of those natures. But I do tend to read on a regular basis. So I encourage people all the time, if you haven't read, pick up something. Just one thing. Just, one book, just to get your mind going. It takes you to an imaginational state. We all kind of forget to be imaginative sometimes. But also having so much around you, it's so great that you can sit and talk about so many different aspects or different genres about literature, children's books, self-help like we were talking about, but then have it on hand to be like, if you want to, check out this book. And in a small sense, it's kind of like Lamar Burton, you know what I mean? Like Reading Rainbow. It's like, if you want it, check this one out. Da-da-da, that kind of thing. But it's really that, because you have them on deck, and when we do the pan through the shop, you guys will get the opportunity to see how many different levels of this is. You guys have seen this backdrop and the goosebumps and stuff, but I keep pointing that way because there's a whole section of books over there and a whole section of books here that you guys are going to get an opportunity to come. So
she's expanding more too. Like, we had just recently put up these shelves, and we're gonna put more shelves in the back.
We had
more
those shelves in the corner.
Yeah. So
are you looking to do any like book signings, or trying to get authors in here to sit down and like maybe do a reading, or have like
That would
readings
be
of authors?
fantastic. Actually, on the 18th, we have a friend of mine doing readings of his short stories that he writes, and he will read them at Spokeasy a few times, and he's never done a reading here. We've never had one here, so it's very exciting to have. We'll have him do a few of them before the DJ starts. That way they both have equal time.
Yeah.
And get his, short stories the exposure that they deserve.
Yeah. As an author, it's great to have, a platform. And like, this is my platform for your store, and your platform is the platform for the writers and authors to come in. So if you guys are available, this episode will be out before the 18th. But if you guys have the opportunity to come out on the 18th, the previous guests will be doing a pop-up as well. Anthony and
Junk in the Trunk.
No, I want to.
Victoria.
I love saying your last name.
Pasquale.
Victoria Pasquale. And we were told it was De Pasquale beforehand, so yes. But yeah, so come out to the 18th for that, and then so do you plan to have any like readings live anytime after the 18th? You gonna try to make that a regular thing, or is it just for the one time when your pop-up guests, like you find somebody that kind of fits the?
I want to do a regular schedule thing, maybe even during book club, or maybe like once a month on a Friday night. Hey, we have this local author here. We can do book reading, book signing, hang out. Let's have some wine and crumpets. I don't know.
Yeah.
Crumpets.
Crumpets is pay. Crumpets. The only place in Fresno you'll be able to get crumpets is at Bookish,
Probably from
520
the
West. The only place you get crumpets in Fresno. Tower District.
That would be fantastic to do have a regular schedule for those.
Have you been able to reach out to authors to kind of get like a contact with them and say, hey, I own a bookstore, would you guys be interested into, or is that kind of like?
I have a few connections that they're local authors. They by means of zines, like mini magazines, by local people, or coloring books, and also regular novels. So I'm gonna get connected with them some more. We talked briefly at an event. They were busy, so I'm gonna reach out to them later on, and we're gonna hopefully get something.
Like I told these guys earlier, to get with the hotspot, I know a couple of publishing houses, and I know a couple of publishers. So bring them to your table. You can be able to speak to them and just say, hey, I have a house. Can we do a thing? They'll send authors this way. I mean, most authors by themselves in general, their tours are just like the way early comedians tour is. You do the smaller houses first. You do, book signings here wherever you can. Of course, Barnes and Nobles is going to be like, but when you start getting like the personalized, book spots, and you're able to tap in with an area of like book collectors in Fresno, and then you go, oh, I brought in this artist, this author 4 or 5 times. People start to get familiar with it, and then you're also the house in which that artist goes, oh, I'm going to drop a new book, I'm going to bring it to you first. So if you would like, I can introduce you to a couple people that I know through publishing houses, and then you can meet authors and people from there,
that would be
kind
great.
of figure out what would be best for you guys.
One thing that I remember her talking about was there's an association, I think it's the Bookstore Association of America, and it helps, it deals with used bookstores, or bookstores that sell used books, bookstores that sell new books, and bookstores that sell both. And so I was telling her, like, most of her content that she has here is used. She's starting to have some new books, and so with this association, they offer, there's like an annual membership, but they offer you like what books to buy that are new, and
kind of like what a DJ pool would be, like, oh, these are the hot new ones, these are the hot new ones, you should check these out, and if you don't, here's the classics, and here's some classics you want.
So one of the things that she was talking about in the near future, maybe a few years down the line or whatever, that it'll transition from not just used, but used and new, combination of both, so that way it's like when people want to go, when a book drops, instead of going to a larger store or a big box store,
they know that. I mean, it's also kind of like when we were in the 90s, when you go to the record shop, you knew that Tower had it before everybody else. You knew that the lower, mom and pops were going to be the ones that had it, because it was like, it's going to be, Target's not going to carry it, Walmart's not going to carry it, Tower Records here, Tower Records there, you know what I mean? Like the West Side had, the record shop right there, like you knew that's where you got it. So if this became a spot, like when people go, what's the Brass Unicorn, or where you get incense and stuff like that, it's like it becomes a staple of, if you're gonna get, that's where you go. So your bookstore would become the faction of that in the same sense, because it's like, that's what I'm saying, it's needed that we present these things in that aspect, because if they don't know it exists here, I've been by this place 5 times in the last week. Didn't know this was your shop. I saw the sign, didn't know it was your shop. Because when he described it, I go, I remember the gun shop was here. And I remember that next door wasn't the AA, it was Asian food spot or something like that. And then right past this was my favorite liquor store in the whole world, Balls Liquor.
Yeah.
Balls Liquor.
And then Angela's.
BALS. No, Balls Liquor.
Balls Liquor.
But Balls Liquor was the spot, bro. Like that, I went to that spot.
And Angelo's.
You know what I mean? So, but just being by it, I didn't know. And then that's what I'm saying. It's good that you would be able to present that books, and the way that we present books and the way we bring in authors, is the classic bookstore method. But this is the place where you would have, like, we're gonna have a shot of where they're sitting right now afterwards, because we're gonna have a shot of both guests, these guests and the previous guests. But that's where you would sit down and come in and read a book, the way Barnes and Nobles does. But prior to that, like you were saying, there were the home mom and pop shops that would do. So we're trying to bring everybody back to that. Booksy, 520 West Olive, right past O'Reilly's, right next door. And having you guys bring out that aspect is like I'm saying, like if you brought authors out, if you guys talk to publishing houses, we can connect with that. And then it makes more sense to have a book club to be like, oh, girls, we got the author of the book coming out. And you know what I mean? And people in Fresno going, how did you pull that? How did you get, blah, blah, blah to get here? And it's just because that's the field you're in where you talk to these people on a regular basis. They're dropping a book. They're trying to get it to every bookstore possible. You're talking directly to their publisher going, hey, so, yeah, you guys want to do one on Thursday? Because we can come out. Like, yes, we're going to fly out to Fresno. We're going to go. And it becomes a thing. So, book clubs, shout out to you guys. Shout out to you for having the store with multiple choices of a bookstore. But that you want to bring this out to that. So, I want to help by saying I can hook you up with a couple of publishing houses and meet some people.
All right, thank you.
That'd be great. And with that, we got Orange Limner.
Orange Limner, yeah.
So what do we got going on over here? You said you got everything's backstage. You're helping out. You're helping out with the bookstore, and you're
Pretty
helping out
much.
with the front of the. You got the nail tech. You got everybody doing.
You
You try to play low key in the back. I just help. But then so you got the tattoo spot in the back.
Yeah, I have a private studio in the back and
Graphic design.
do graphic design on the side. I like to build a lot of stuff. In fact, when we first got this place, it didn't need a lot of work. So put in the floors, built a lot of the walls, shelves, and everything. So, I mean, it did take some time, but it kind of helps if you know how to build a couple things.
Yeah.
So, it just took a little bit of time, helped save a little bit of money on that. But
Did you have a team of people, or was it just you?
No, just me.
Just
Just me,
Amber.
Vanessa, and Amber.
Yeah.
And then my dad was helping out, and then he had busted his hip, so.
Was it hot watching you build this whole thing?
Not bad.
He was just like, I got this. I got it down here, Chuck. I got this.
Carpenter
Yeah.
It was
You're like, where did he get the wife beater from? He just owns no wife beaters. He had one particular wife, and it was stained. It was already stained when he got it. It was like,
Well, we had got.
It's vintage.
Yeah. It was just nothing but the belt, just the belt. He was just like
had-
socks, boots, Timberland boots, socks, and a belt.
And
That
this
was
way,
it.
tell her, Amber,
Yeah.
don't come today, okay?
Don't come. He's
Don't
laying
come
the floor.
today.
He's laying
You
the
ain't gonna
floor.
see it.
Yeah, we had got the spot in 2021 of June, and
That must have felt good because post-COVID.
yeah. Well, the thing
You know what I
was
mean?
is that we were looking online and noticed that a lot of the realtors, they weren't getting back to us, and I was like, damn, they probably have other places to show. They're making a lot of money right now just showing big spots, huge 30,000 square foot lots.
Yeah.
Where are they gonna? We're only looking for something under 1,000, so.
No.
So I told her, I was like, you know what? If we're looking at this spot, chances are 10 other people are looking at that spot. And I was like, you know what? Let's just go drive around and find a sign, And sure enough, we were driving around all over Fresno.
Leased by fucking whatever
Yep.
name. Yeah.
And we were just driving around, saw this spot, saw that spot, saw this spot.
Like 20 something
Yeah.
places.
And
Damn.
we drove by
that's
here.
pretty
And called a bunch, dude.
Yeah. And,
good. Out of the 20, how many people hit you back? 4? 3?
Yeah,
Yeah.
3?
pretty much.
Yeah.
And so.
Because it was COVID, so I mean, like coming out of COVID, everybody's
Yeah.
like, if you're not giving me $15,000,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. Like,
It was
bro,
it
calm
was
down.
definitely worked in favor of the owners, but
Yeah.
the people here were pretty cool. They showed me the spot, and I was like, all right, I saw it, and I already knew what it could be. And so we got it in July or in June, and I was like, damn, we're smack in the middle of summer. I got my Chevy.
hot
I
as
got my
fuck.
Chevy truck that has no AC. I'm like,
No
dude,
AC in here. That was
Yeah,
nice.
you're no AC in the truck and no AC here.
I'm
Yeah.
hauling all this material back up, and I'm doing Home Depot runs, just back and forth.
You just got Timberlands on in your work belt.
Man, I start at like 5 in the morning, and I'd be like, as soon
Home
as
Depot
12
gonna
o'clock.
kick you off for indecent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At 12 o'clock.
And he's
hit,
not even tan because it's
Yeah.
like that. You're not even tan, bro. It's the summertime. Why aren't you so dark? He's like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm inside.
So it's definitely a lot of sweat, blood,
Yeah.
sweat, and
No,
tears.
yeah,
in the
that's
beginning,
realistic. No, that's real.
But it's coming along, and we're still expanding more. So we still have more shelves put in the back.
Well,
still more expanding. So.
Dude, shout out to you guys because I just walked in this afternoon. It's the first time I've ever been here, and if in 1 year, 2 years, a year and a half, you've been able to floor, manage, bridge, do the toppings, do shelves, do all that stuff, and create your back room. Kudos to you on your actual building skills because it looks very nice. And you guys will get an opportunity to see it when I do the pan through with the footage. But great job, man.
Yeah, thank you.
So to you. If no one's ever told you, I'm telling you now.
I appreciate it.
You
Thank
built
you.
this motherfucker. Shout out to you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
kudos to you, man.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, hell yeah. See? Got some love on this show, too. See, look at that. Yeah, hey, she's gonna tell him put on his boots and his belt later.
Yeah.
Hey, put the boots and the belt on. The Timberlands.
Mama wants to get lucky.
She's all, I need you to fix something.
Put on.
Mama needs you to
I
fix
need
something.
ladies.
She said.
Yeah, you need to fucking, I got some plumbing I need you to fucking look at.
She said, put on the rugged out Brooks.
She said, I want the Abercrombie and Finch. He took his shirt off. He just like, what do you want?
Just take a bath in this cologne and say, wait.
Hands on his waist like that. You want this? With the belt? With the belt? You want this? Yeah.
That Superman hood.
Like I just hopped out the booth. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
But just Timberlands and the belt. That's all he's got.
Don't forget the glasses though.
Oh, yeah.
No, you don't need the glasses. She's all you don't need to see. You don't need to see. But that's great. So yeah, so in the last 2 years, you guys have been able to put this together, and it's great because like not that the actual bookstore vibe is losing itself, but the people that hold on to everything that is essential know that it's great for it to be there. So the bookstore, the vibes of like small places, they will never die because someone will be like, no, bitch, we need this. Like we do a studio because of this. We have an art gallery because of this. We have a bookstore because of this. This is what it is. So I appreciate you guys being able to hold on to that. And also not on top of just having a book club, but going, I'm going to expand. And like I said, I'm going to help you get with some publishers so we can get some authors in this bitch so we can get some readings. The chairs they're sitting in, imagine the author just sitting there going, and then on my third Sunday, I felt my mother's bosom. Like that, you know what I mean? Like that. I don't even know if that's a book, but just having that opportunity. Yeah. I mean, like everyone, there's always that one guy
Yellow, dim light.
that one guy from Boston that's just like, I'm from Europe, but I'm not, but I've got to give him that. But yeah, it's so great because, and with the tattooing, you've been doing graphic design and tattooing for how long now?
I started tattooing in 2009 in Los Angeles. I was going to school out in Santa Monica, and I was majoring in fine art. And so at Santa Monica College, it was a city college, but it had a university feel to it. It was like one of the main city colleges in LA, so it attracted, I mean, you got students from like Australia, from Japan, like
yeah, because it was the one that was bigger than LBC, like
pretty much.
Long Beach Community College.
So it's like international students that couldn't really afford a
USC
university
or UCLA,
they would go there. So I mean, I had picked up a tattoo machine, didn't know what the hell I was doing with it. So for the first 2 years, I was kind of just fucking around,
smiley faces,
just
butterflies,
just kind of just like learning everything about it and whatnot.
I'm gonna tattoo a mushroom on you. You were good, like
And so the fact that I was going to school at that school, I had unlimited canvases pretty much because people were leaving home for the first time, and I was like doing tattoos for free. And you're home away from mom and dad, like fucking sure.
you're in the dorm just tatting people up. Rebecca's just like, I'm getting fucking to the bone. I'm crazy. Like you're like, yeah, Rebecca, do that.
But it was, I mean, back then it was tough because I wasn't just tattooing at my apartment. I was like taking buses all over fucking LA to tattoo people.
Yeah.
And luckily a lot of them were college students because and we went to the same school. So I would be like, oh shit, fucking can you
Did you have like a set stencil list, like this is what I can do, or were you just kind of like whatever you want, bro?
I was kind of just like doing small pieces at first, but what was dope though is that the people that I tattooed, I was like trying to get the schedule right. It's like, hey, did you go to school? When do you go to school? Oh, I go to school this time. All right, cool. I'm gonna go to your house. I'm gonna bus it to your house, and then you can just drop me off at school. You know,
Back there.
That's how I would time my appointments.
And then go back to class and be
Yeah.
like, hey, nigga, look what I just got. Like,
Yeah.
I just got tattoos.
Yeah. So for the first 2 years, it was that, and then I was going to get my degree, but they only had a bachelor's in fine arts. They didn't offer associates. So I was in my third year, and everybody back in Fresno was like, hey, fucking, let's get some work when you can come back. And
You're good enough. You got the skill.
Yeah, I kind of
like,
like 3 years went by, and I was picking it up, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna go back home and tattoo. And so if I wasn't gonna go that route, I wanted to be an art history major. So that was kind of like one of my things. It's like, okay, if I'm not like an artist in a gallery making millions of dollars or lots of money, one of my passions was to become an art history teacher. So but then this tattooing thing came along, and I was like, okay, well, I'm making money with that already, so kind of pursued that.
Well, if that's the case, because I got some statuesque type tattoos I want to get. So if you want to do art major shit, I'll be like, yo, dude, this is a piece by Leonardo DiCaprio back in the day. Like, you just want to.
Yeah. So, I mean, over the years, I kind of just kept learning and whatnot, and I was at a few shops here and there, and I decided, hey, you know what?
Have you hit anybody major in Fresno? Like, I did a Planet Asia or I did a fashion tattoo.
Not really. No, I mean,
Some football players and shit.
yeah, a couple of Fresno State players, you know.
Okay.
But I mean, nobody really big, in a sense.
He said a couple Fresno State players, but nobody really.
I
big.
mean, you know,
they didn't make it. They didn't make it to the NFL, so
I mean,
nobody
you know,
really gives.
I think they're.
Nobody really gives a fuck about those guys.
You know,
He's all Bernard Berrien, but I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah, pretty much, you know. But I mean, I'm talking on a.
He's all Devontae Adams, but I mean, nobody really gives a fuck about that
Actually,
guy.
my old at my old shop, Devontae Adams was in there like all the time getting tattooed by my buddy Sal, and I remember him, you know, when he was at Fresno State,
Like sophomore, junior year.
Yeah, he had still short hair. And,
Yeah. Hit that little crim cut. Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Shout out to Devontae Adams, man. I'm a Packers fan. Shout out to you for being a Packer. And then when you went to the Raiders, sorry that Derek Carr left you. I mean, I won't tell you, but anyway. The whole reason was to bring you back so that you guys could reunite in the Fresno State era. I mean, but just hey, I don't control anything.
Yeah.
I can just only speak on things. And
Yeah, but I mean, as far as me tattooing, it's kind of like I'm kind of like in my little.
it's like
Personal,
it's like if an artist were like, I paint, but I'll paint you something, but I don't paint some things.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like I don't sit down and put out an orchestra of like, this is my 70th painting.
Yeah.
I go, what would you like? I'm gonna paint that for you, but I might not do that. I might do it my way, type of, you know.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, I like to, you know, I still like to challenge myself in a sense where if somebody wants something and it's not in my area, I'll still try to. I'll say, all right,
but
I can still do it like.
But
this,
I'm speaking
you know?
on the art aspect, not just your tattoo.
Okay,
I'm just talking about
gotcha.
art, like in art aspects. If somebody's like, oh, I want to do like, you know, like you're able to do that.
Yeah.
But as a tattoo artist, though, it's like you have a particular style you like, but you will pick up somebody's like, oh, well, I got this new age. Can you do like this multicolored? Like, I'm like, well, I mean, I can.
Like the watercolor.
Not really my canvas, but I can.
Yeah.
Type of thing, and that's good. And that's the thing that I was asking you is like, do you read everything you gather, or is it just more like, I like tattoos, I like books, I get everything. It's everything.
Well, she has tattoos of a book.
Mm-hmm.
You have a tattoo of a book? Did he give it to you?
You want to see?
Please, if you could show.
All right, guys. The rest can be found on my OnlyFans.
Done. And you know what's funny? I have an OnlyFans. And here's the fun part about this aspect. I made it before it became OnlyFans. Like, I made it because it was like a Patreon. And I was like, oh, I'm going to show people how to engineer and mix music. And you're going to pay $10. I'll show you how to make a beat, blah, blah, blah. And then next month, COVID happened and buttholes. Nipples and buttholes.
That escalated
and that was.
Now you're eating
poster.
And then I don't even get to. I can't even post anything because it was like this is even valid because all I see is buttholes and nipples and no one's gonna want to listen to music making. Can I make a beat? And they're like, do you have nipples? And I'm like, no, I don't have nipples. And they're like,
This is the.
oh, okay.
Yeah, we still have more work to add on, 2 hours at a time and whatnot,
Nice. The pastel, the color, the detail.
Yeah,
Like
so
the
we're-
line work. The line work is really good.
Yeah,
The
so-
line work is really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's getting there,
Yeah, totally.
Still got to add on a little bit more, but a couple weeks we'll get another session in.
Yeah, totally.
She's pretty patient, so.
And it's great that you guys have both like businesses overlapping and like creating, the same thing and keeping the, like I said, the book essence alive, and then not just the backdoor tattoo guy, but the guy that keeps like I only do. It's kind of hard to get to that guy, that artist, to get to that vibe. Like I it's not that you don't do. It's just getting with you to work with the art piece, and it's very selective, and I like that because there's a lot of artists that go out and do $15 tattoos, $20 tattoos, $50 tattoos for just the cause is to get more clients, and it diminishes their work because it's like I've done 19 of this fucking image, you know what I mean? And it's like you don't do that. You're like, no, I do the work I do the artwork I do. Same thing with you with the books. You're like, yeah, we have everything available, and we might have some extra stuff. Don't know yet, but we're gonna get it. And then that's dope that you guys are keeping that essence alive, because in Fresno, like I said, everybody has like an avenue of everything, and like with the vintage clothing that you guys presented earlier, and the fact that the bookshop is like these classic eras of small major cities that have like those things. We don't want to let those things dissipate in Fresno, because Fresno's starting to get its face, and you start to realize like, oh, the big city shit that was happening there is happening here the whole time. And it's like, yeah, and come to it, check it out, look at it. So you guys get a chance to come out to 520 whenever they have a pop-up. I'm gonna put it out on any sort of my IGs and check them out. We're gonna take a small break and come right back with the finalization of this. You guys enjoy yourselves. I'm gonna go have a cigarette. I don't know, I might go to the restroom, but you know what it is, the world famous Do Word Podcast. We'll be right back. Thank you very much. What up, everybody? Welcome back to the world famous Do Work Podcast. I'm back with my special guest again. We're going to finish off our conversation about what we were doing, what isn't doing, what might be doing, and, kind of going back into some more of the book stuff, the more of the tattoo stuff, and what's going on next. So you guys have the 18th going off. We're talking about, 2020, how it kind of changed everything. And since then, like, the aspect of business and personal life has changed. We talked to the previous guests. They were telling us about, how they were really scared about the situation. Were you guys in the same sense of like, let's start a business, plus we're set down? Or was it more of like the fear factor of the sickness and like, you don't want to be around people, we're going to lay back, like, what are we doing? Like, how was it for you guys?
I think it was a little bit of everything. I was still considered essential, so I still had to go to work and be essential.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't want to go to work.
Yeah.
But I had bills to pay, so they kept retail stores open, and it was not enjoyable by any means to work during a pandemic.
At a pharmacy.
At a pharmacy.
Oh, even at a pharmacy, yeah.
And I knew I wanted to get out, didn't know how I was going to do it, and then started doing delivery gigs to
Postmates,
supplement.
DoorDash, yeah.
I did Uber, DoorDash, Instacart, Grubhub, shipped for a little bit. I was really trying to kind of dabble in all of it and make a good amount of money in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
That took off, so I was able to leave my retail job, and then he was trying to get back to work, and then we found a shop, so it just kind of like fell into place, but not really. There was a lot of work that needed to be done, a lot of collecting, a lot of shelving, a lot of stuff to buy, added expenses, money that we didn't have, so we had to figure that out, and then pay the bills, and make that transition to business owners
Mm-hmm.
and not working for the man.
Yeah.
Well, you know what helps out too is that we don't necessarily have too many liabilities in a sense, as we drive like a used car. Our car is a
We share a
2001 car.
Yeah.
Luckily, she had got her house a couple of years back, so mortgage isn't too bad. So it's like, in a sense, it's like, I mean, and even then, I've never really had a lot of money growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
So it's like, even when the pandemic hit, I mean, there was a lot of people that struggled. I mean, I'm not saying everybody struggled. I mean, everybody struggled in their own way. So I'm not trying to put anybody down in a sense of the level of struggle they went through. But for me and her personally, it was like, I knew how to survive poor. You know? It wasn't
you managed to do this before.
It's like, okay, I didn't have this. All right, cool. Like, I can do without this. I can do without that. It's like, it wasn't really that bad. As sad as it sounds,
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it was like being grounded for the first time. Like, everybody who hasn't been grounded felt like, oh my God, we can't go outside. And then people have been through it, like, this ain't nothing. I'm just,
So, I mean, in that sense, I mean, staying home sucked ass, in a sense where it was like everybody had to be, well, you either going to work or at home.
You're just sitting at the house.
So whenever we're not working, it's like, okay, that's the part that sucked. But other than that, in a sense, where, say, luckily I kind of had a little bit saved up just to kind of help us through that as well. And so with a combination of small liabilities and knowing how to like live poor, it wasn't so bad,
because you do like, oh, we got like this money, we can make, we can make that happen.
We kind of, it wasn't too bad, but like I said, I don't want to put down anybody else.
No, because starting a small business too, like having the opportunity and the money, most people would have been like, okay, we've never had this opportunity, we're gonna run it this way, we're gonna buy. Coming from an aspect where you're like, we don't have money, like, no, we only need these things to make it start, then we'll build off of that. The other shit's the extra expenses. We don't got the extra expenses, but we're gonna get there. But we got to start here to do the thing.
What definitely helped though is that starting her business and mine through the pandemic. Was I mean, I think I started when I came back from LA, because I was only out there for like 5 years. But when I came back, the first thing that I built was a bed. I didn't have a bed. So I was like, you know what? Let me just build one. So I kind of
got that frame action going.
About 12 years ago, I was like, okay, let me just start building this. And the next thing you know, I'm staying at my brother's house. I'm building all kinds of things for him. And then I kind of just learned a lot of these skills and trades and stuff through that. So knowing how to build things does help out money-wise, like especially during a pandemic when you're trying to open a business. So that definitely kind of helped out.
And it's great that you, like I said, like people having those personal aspects of like how to build and how to like not just literally with your hands, but just develop what do we need to make this happen? What does the budget look like? How much do we need? What can we escape from and not have to pay to actually do ourselves? But also, like you said, coming from an area where you're like, we don't got much, so you figure out how to do the thing with the thing, and then it makes it work. And you guys have a very beautiful setup here. I'm sure you guys are still trying to build more to it, but it looks amazing so far. So shout out to you guys for being able to handle that in the last 2 years, especially in the middle of a pandemic, to be able like, this is how we're going to achieve said goal, and then be able to come out with that, because that's dope. Because today I'm looking at what we got going on here, and it's looking pretty nice. There's a lot of books, there's a lot of culture. When we do the video shot of the back room, you'll be able to get the opportunity to see his studio arrangement. But I saw earlier, built into what they have going on here, it works perfectly. So it's good that you had that extra handy availability to not have to hire somebody, not have to go contractor, not have to go, and that of course
there was a few things I did have to get,
but still that's like an extra 1,000, 2,000 that you're gonna have, and you're like, no, I'll Google it. I can figure this one out. Plus also knowing how to build certain things, like you said, starting off with the frame, and then you go into your brother's house and just start building things. It's like, I can build you that shelf. Why are we gonna spend like $500 on it? Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, and that's dope because it played both into both of you guys' buildings and your aspect, and I'm sure that in the future it's gonna be able to help when you guys get a bigger house and bigger things like that. You guys will be like, oh, I gotta build the patio, or I'll build the thing. Yeah. So that's dope, man. I'm glad that you guys were able to utilize and also gain new ideas and new skills within. But also going off of what you guys were passionately about, like, yo, let's get this, was dope because you were like, how do we do that? A lot of people just take on the aspect of like, I got some money, let's get it, figure it out as we go. And you're like, nah, let's plan, let's build like this. So that's great that you guys, and that's why you can tell you guys got a very beautiful spot. I know it's going to continue to grow, and hopefully from this, and not even hopefully, but just from this, we'll be able to expose more of you guys, what you guys got going on. And so that's dope that you're willing to build and you're on the back spot. So when you guys see some shit coming in, when you guys come in the spot, you're like, oh, I like what you guys did. He did that. Yeah.
Oh, you too.
By these hands. Yeah.
I helped out too.
Yeah, she designed. She was like, oh, put it there. She designed. She was like, put it there. Put it there. Put it there.
I was painting.
Yeah.
I was sanding.
No, but yeah, I'll give you guys, when you guys see the visual of it, the floor looks good. The cabinet change, the way that they have it, everything set up is really great. So it's dope that you guys were able to do that. And since then, like I said, like you guys have pop-ups now. You guys have been doing in stores. Hook you up with some publishers, so you guys got some more stuff. So it's dope that you guys have that. Do you have anything that you're doing with the tattooing where you're gonna do like specials or trying to bring in more people, or just gonna keep your client base to
I mean, little by little,
kind of off of word of mouth, like if you know kind of thing.
Pretty much. I mean, I did my first like tattoo special with Flash. I normally don't work with Flash. But a lot of people are like, hey, for Halloween, you're going to have a Halloween Flash. I'm like, all right, you know what? I've never done it before. Yeah. So I just made a bunch of Flash and yeah, I'll probably do it again. You know, I was never really big on Flash, but then I realized, you know what? If I only do it every now and then, I'm okay with that. Yeah. Instead of it just being there for 5 years and so many people getting it.
Because you're bringing in just a client base that wants that.
If I can do like Flash, like a set of Flash for certain seasons or whatnot, you know, I'm down with that. Like Christmas tattoos or Halloween tattoos, I'm always down for that.
Yeah, so, of course, because Christmas you're gonna be like, Nightmare Before Christmas. You know, you're just gonna get
Gremlins.
Gremlins. Like, you're not gonna be like, oh, can I get a Christmas tree or Santa? Like, no one's gonna ask for a Santa, bro. Like,
a killer Santa, they might.
I mean, the new one, the new killer Santa that just came out, that one, the Nightmare Before, what was it? It was like Santa's like an action multi-killer, like it's like fucking
Silent Night.
Yeah. Silent Night. Then it came out with guns, and he's like marking people, and Santa's like, yeah, Merry Christmas, Trevor. Like, bro, calm down. But that's dope that you guys are doing that. Is there anything else that everybody else should be looking for that you guys are planning to build up in 2023? Besides like the pop-ups and just the flashes, or anything else that everybody else should be looking for?
Yes, so in the near future I'm going to come out with t-shirts, and I'm going to make more book bags and more bookends. I do have some available now, and I started to make permanent vinyl and sublimation coffee cups. And
bring that out.
Also working on metal and wood bookmarks as well, and coasters and magnets.
Yeah, bring that out. Yeah. So those are some of the sublimation cups she has right there. Those will be available. Are they in store only, or are they online?
Store only. I do not have a website just yet.
But we're working on that. Don't even trip. We just talked about that off air. So yeah. But yeah, if you guys want to cop these, like I said, 520 West Olive, come down to Booksy. You guys can cop the sublimated mugs, the bracelets, and the merch that she's about to get. Also the place marks, and then you said you had the acrylic place markers right here.
Oh, page holders. Yep.
Yeah, page holders as well. So put those in there. See what you got going on, and that's what it does. So if you guys want to get any of those, come down to the shop. Get those. Those are specific merch.
Oh, this is for I'm left-handed, so this is definitely for somebody who's right-handed.
It's a right-hander.
You know?
Yeah, it's a right-hander.
Unless you want to look at it. while you're drinking it.
Unless you want to hold the hot spot in your left hand and just like, I like the steam.
Yeah, I remember that story.
But that's everything that's available here. If you guys feel free, come out to 520 West Olive. Booksy's got everything available. They have more merch. They got the tattoos. Bookish. I keep saying Booksy. My bad. Don't feel bad because I called Jared from Spokeasy Jeremy for like 7 months.
I called him Justin.
And on the episode, the season finale, I was like, he walked by and I was like, Jeremy's right there. There's Jeremy. Give it up to Jeremy.
He's
and
all
then,
the fuck.
And then I walked and I talked to him just recently and I was like, hey bro, my bad. I've been referring to you as Jeremy for the last 6 months since like July.
Yeah,
Everybody I talked to, everything I did, podcast, I was like, oh, Jeremy, yeah, Jeremy. I even said Jason. There's no Jason. But I gave shouts out to Jason, Jacob, Jeremy, all these people that didn't work at fucking Spokeasy.
I've called him Justin to his face several times.
I called him Jeremy to his face.
He never called me out on it once.
That's what we talked about for 6 months straight.
And
I'm like,
he spelled
hey,
the
what?
letter right.
Yeah, no, I walk in, I'm like, hey, what's up, Jeremy? How you doing? What's up? Let me get the And he's like, yeah.
He knows what
Never.
you mean. and
He knows
like,
that.
you know.
When we spoke, he said, I know what you get. Hey, there's Jacob and there's Jared. It's a J thing. Yeah, whatever you
Jared
say.
is my.
There's also
He's the long hair guy.
Yeah. He's my bartender from Hoppy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
and the whole time I was calling him Jeremy, like, just being so. But yeah, so you guys come out, 520 West Olive. Come out to Bookish. I want to make sure I say it right. Bookish. Follow him on IG. Follow him on IG at the Orange Limner.
Limner.
NER, yes. And if you want to check her out, it is at IGBOOKISH 520, which is Bookish 520. And our previous guest, who we're going to bring back on right now in a minute, will be at Birdstash and at Junk in the Trunk Fresno, coming back to check us out. So you guys appreciate that. Appreciate you guys for stepping by for the moment and actually having us in the building. I mean, I love what you guys got going on here. Definitely gonna get a face tat from you. I don't even want a face tat.
Right now.
We're getting it. Yeah, right now. And check out the end at Patreon. We're gonna see that face tattoo get it. But thank you guys. We're gonna have you guys back on in a minute with everybody else. But appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys coming out and coming. I wasn't that nervousness. You know what I mean? Like, she was nervous to get on here. It was a little bit of thing, but you know what I mean. But yeah, we gotta drink a little bit. But it was good. But yeah, thank you guys. We'll be back in segment 4 right now. And we'll bring back everybody back on. But you guys take a break. This is the world famous Do Work podcast. I am Scientifics. You know what it is. Thank you guys. Take a break. Bye. Yeah. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the world famous Do Work podcast. I'm your host, Scientifics, and I'm back with all of my guests that I had this evening. The owners of Booksy.
Bookish.
I keep saying Bookie. Bookish.
It's not Banksy.
Elo's Bookies. She's in the band Elo's Bookies. The
Bookish.
owner of Bookish. The owner of the Orange Limner. We got Birdstash, and we got Junk in the Trunk in the building. If you guys got it, we got all the IGs we already pressed out. Is there anything you guys would like to say to the fans before we leave?
I would love to say I love you. Bras by Alma. She did all my stuff.
Looking fresh.
Yeah.
Looking fresh.
Just keep an eye out for Birdstash. I'm gonna be coming out with some good stuff coming soon.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
appreciate everybody who has supported my artwork, those that continue to support, and new fans, hopefully.
And we're definitely getting you new fans, so yeah.
And don't forget to follow all our social handles. We got an event on the 18th here, 12 to 5. Lots of awesome people selling their craft, music, food, short story readings. Come out, have a good time. And thank you for everyone who's supported my business through the start of it to now, and who continue to follow me and support me and share with your friends. And I appreciate every last one of you.
And also check out her nail tech person, because her nails are looking proper as hell. Check out Junk in the Trunk Fresno. Check out Birdstash. Come down to Bookish.
One more.
One more.
Sin Cow. Thrift and Vintage Expo.
Yeah, the SenCal
Yes.
Vintage and Thrift
yeah.
Expo. It'll be coming up in August or September
It'll be in
this year.
September.
September this year at the
Yes.
Fresno Fairgrounds. Get your
That's
tickets.
my man.
As soon as they go on sale, go check it out. Everybody will be present, and you guys will get the opportunity to do some more stuff. Come out to Bookish to get your vintage books, or used, or brand new, or any genre you want. She's collecting a lot of stuff. Get clothes from him. Apparently, he said that she has too much stuff on the decky, so you guys
Way
need to
too
buy everything. He said that they got a lot of stuff that they have on deck, so come out and buy books. Get some tattoos. Face, hands, neck, butts, whatever you want. And come check them out. Show love to everybody here. Yeah, he's doing everything right now.
And we
Yeah.
got our
If you're doing, hey dude, if you're doing them, here's the thing.
But I'm
Just
open to it.
Lil Lana Kane, Lil
Price
Lana
is
Kane.
Right.
If you're gonna do it, hey, if you're gonna do it, Lil Lana Kane, and you're ready to go. You're ready to go.
And if you want your nails or your teeth gemming or facials or cupping, waxing, hit up our resident nail tech, delirium_by_Amber. She's also on my page as well.
All links will be in the YouTube description. So all of everybody's companies, plus the one that we missed tonight. And Shorty got her nails done by her, but had she been here, we would have talked about it. So everybody check it out. Thank you to all my guests.
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for the package that you got over here. She handed me out a special
Brown bag in
package, the brown bag of a book.
See what you got.
Another book. Oh, let's see. Okay, so we're gonna open this up. So we got some stickers, and we got a book saver. I would show y'all motherfuckers, but you can't see. And then the little plastic thing that goes on my fingers. This is the book that they talked about, the George Orwell Animal Farm. And then they gave me, with a bookmarker already in it, Memory, Brain and Belief. I'm gonna go through both of these bitches by Tuesday. Today is
Monday.
I think
So
it is.
tomorrow
Yeah.
or next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday. By next Tuesday. Yeah, don't put me on the 24th schedule. Nigga, I finna read these.
That motherfucker, you read fast.
Nigga, like that, no. But I'm gonna read these.
Write a
And,
book report too.
and also, you guys come out and come to Bookish and come check out your shit. Get a new book. Read something, man. Like, stop being those types of people that Google everything. I get it. Information is information, but you know it's only typed by somebody who thinks they know the answers. Come read some
Oh,
books.
I got one more shout out. Sorry.
Go right ahead.
Yeah.
Feel free.
Our friend Alex goes under the name Abraxas Deity. That's ABRAXASDEITY. He's going to be spinning 3 to 5 during the pop-up, and he's also going to be spinning some more music for Fresno.
Yeah, so come out.
Some very, very dope underground indie type stuff.
Some dark
So
wave, some
February
goth wave.
18th, like I said, this episode will be out in a few days, so it'll be for the 18th. So when you see it, come out to Bookish. Everything is gonna be popping on the 18th. We got these guys coming with their vintage stuff. We got these guys coming out with some special books, and he got some tattoos that he might be doing. Plus, we got some other people on the decky, and like they said, we're trying to bring out some artists, some authors, reads, things like that. So you guys enjoy all of that. When we get it, I'll let you know. I'll put all the links in the description of this podcast. Thank you guys all for being here. I understand it was like a very difficult thing for a lot of them to get on camera.
It was like, I loved it.
I'm glad that everybody had. Appreciate you, everyone, fans coming out and checking me out. Episode 15 has been great. The world famous Do Word podcast. If I get everybody stand with me, 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? You guys have a good one. See you guys next week. Thank you guys so much. Peace.